Join me as I dive into the wild world of 1950s monster movies and challenge myself to watch and review the craziest ones you won't believe actually exist. From classic monster movies to blood-curdling vampire flicks, we're counting down the scariest B-movies of the year 1957. So come along as we explore the fearsome 50s and try not to jump as Endless Perception Cinema brings you these 5 monster movies from the 1950s you won't believe exist. Number 5, Monster from the Green Hell, 1957. Directed by Kenneth G. Crane and starring Jim Davis, Robert E. Griffin, Joe Fluellen, Barbara Turner, Eduardo Cinelli, and Vladimir Sokolov. Scientists Brady and Gordon shoot rockets filled with animals and insects to test the effect of cosmic radiation on living creatures. One rocket goes off course and lands in Africa. Word is that the overexposure to radiation affected the sizes of the rocketed subjects and produced monsters. In an area called Green Hell, the team find huge wasps with gigantic stingers. A team of about 20 people make a 400-mile trek on foot through drought and storms and run from an angry tribe to get to the monster-ridden area. The entire walk took 28 days. Have these guys ever heard of an automobile? Number 4, The Vampire, 1957. Directed by Paul Landris and starring John Beal, Colleen Gray, Kenneth Tobey, Lydia Reed, Herb Greer, and James Griffith. After finding his scientist friend, who experimented with vampire bat blood,
I've got the answer now, Paul. It's right here. Take it.
Dr. Breacher accidentally takes one of the pills and starts to experience blackouts.
I'm not hungry. Oh, thank you.
But after awakening, he finds that those he had contact with are found dead, and they have puncture wounds on their necks. The truth is, the kindly doctor turns into a dangerous fanged creature that craves to assault and infect others at 11 o'clock at night. An unmentioned sadness hangs over this story of accidental exposure to a scientist's research.
I thought maybe you might have given me these, by accident.
No, Daddy, I didn't.
Attempting to regress animals' minds to a primitive state and then hopefully advancing their intellect is what Breacher has bumped into by taking the pills.
Why didn't the bats die?
To his misfortune, he found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Number 3, The Curse of Frankenstein, 1957. Directed by Terence Fisher and starring Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Hazel Court, Robert Urquhart, and Valerie Gaunt. Once Dr. Victor Frankenstein succeeds in reanimating a canine,
Paul, we've done it!
He obsesses over creating a perfect human being.
It's no longer sufficient to bring the dead back to life. We must create from the beginning. We must build up our own creature.
After assembling various stolen parts to form a body,
What are you going to do?
Take the head off. It's no use to me anyway.
Victor seeks the brain of a man with a lifetime of knowledge. The brain becomes damaged during a scuffle.
Be careful! Don't damage it!
But Dr. Frankenstein uses it regardless.
I can repair the brain. It's what I've done that counts. I've created a being.
After Dr. Frankenstein completes his work and brings it to life, he finds that the creature is violent and seeks revenge after being trapped in its new body. Certain shocks lack realism, like where the monster is holding Victor in the air while strangling him. It's obvious that Victor steps off something like a stool as he is released. In addition, it's hard to miss the already broken banister before Victor pushes one of his victims through it.
You'll see better. Look out, Professor! Look out!
Number 2. Blood of Dracula, 1957. Directed by Herbert L. Strock and starring Sandra Harrison, Louise Lewis, Gail Ganley, Jerry Blaine, Malcolm Atterbury, Mary Adams, and Paul Maxwell. 18-year-old Nancy, who is sometimes disruptive, is sent to a boarding school for girls.
Yes, you should be on your way, both of you. You've done enough for me.
After experiencing issues with the dorm girls, Nancy is manipulated by her chemistry teacher, Miss Branding, to be the subject of a monstrous experiment.
It can heal and it can destroy. Also, it can release frightening powers. Look at it, Nancy.
Branding hypnotizes the young woman, which turns Nancy into an insatiable vampire. Nancy is unaware she is being used to advance Branding's warped scientific obsession to save humanity while leaving behind a trail of bodies. Except for a mention of the Carpathian Mountains in Romania, there was no connection between Bram Stoker's Dracula and the Blood of Dracula movie. And sorry, the exaggerated fangs just don't cut it. Number 1. From Hell It Came, 1957. Directed by Dan Milner and starring Todd Andrews, Tina Carver, Linda Watkins, John McNamara, Greg Palmer, Robert Swan, Baines Barron, Suzanne Ridgway, and Lee Rhodes. As Prince Chemo is falsely accused by his enemies and about to be executed for the death of his father, the prince puts a curse on the conspirators.
May the gods curse you and Tarlo and Corey. I promise you all, I shall come back from hell and make you pay for your crimes.
They then bury him in a hollow tree trunk. The angry organism grows into a half-plant, half-human blend that begins sprouting out of the ground. Of course, island scientists, who are checking on the effects of radiation caused by dropping an atomic bomb on a nearby island, dig up the organism, which soon becomes a powerful walking tree. Can anyone stop the resurrected tree prince on his march of revenge? Let's be frank. How fast can this walking tree stump move? And how come others can't hear or see it coming prior to the attacks? I mean, the thing is huge, and it moves about 2 miles per hour. Well, that's my 5. What are your horror favorites from your younger years? Please place them in the comment section below. Subscribe and leave a like to check out more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.